I'm John from the Saltwater Edge. Today I'm going to be talking about jetty fishing for false albacore and bonito this fall. It's been a really good year for bonito, not so much for albies yet, but I spent a lot of time in the fall out on the jetties chasing hardtails, and today I'm going to be going over a few different things that can help your success and your safety and sort of give you a survival guide for fishing this fall. The first thing I'm going to be talking about today is decision making. You only have so much time this fall to get out on the jetties, and you really want to pick the right days. You also want to pick the right rock when you get to the jetty. You want to find somewhere where you can cast from and still be able to climb down and grab the leader, land the fish that way. It'll be a lot easier and a lot safer if you pick the right spot on the jetty. Stick with it. I'm also going to be talking about equipment. First thing I'm going to be talking about is spikes. I see a lot of guys out on the jetty that aren't wearing spikes. They're just wearing flip-flops, they're wearing tennis shoes, and they're standing up on the top of the jetty. And I mean, you can hook fish that way, but once you have it to the bottom of the jetty, it becomes really difficult to effectively land the fish, especially if you're fishing lighter leader, which you're going to be for hardtails, and you want to have spikes to climb down and land the fish that way. The first option for spikes, I've got these Sims felt sole boots with spikes screwed into the bottom, but if you want something more affordable, we have the Corker sandals we just restocked on, and these you can just strap to any pair of shoes that you have, and it'll provide plenty of traction on the rocks for your safety and to help land fish. The next piece of equipment I'm going to be talking about is bags taking out on the jetty. If you're going out for just an hour or two, you can get away with just fishing a small surf bag. But if you're going out for like 6, 7, 8 hours, you're going to want a bigger bag to have extra supplies and food, water, stuff that's going to sustain you for that chunk of time out there. For my small bag that I take out on the jetty, I have a 3-tube FJ Neal Supreme bag. It's loaded up with epoxies, metals, swimming plugs, soft plastics, everything I'm going to be throwing from the jetty this fall to get bit. For a larger bag, I have a quick dry backpack, and this is sort of like my Mary Poppins bag. I have a lot of things in here. So you want to have a big bag to carry out a lot of extra stuff. You want to have food, you want to have water, you want to have backups of plugs that you like throwing. You're going to go through a lot of snacks and hooks, so it's good to have backup packs out with you. If the fish are picky, it's good to have flies, whether you're doing a fly teaser in front of your lure or if you're throwing it behind a casting egg. This can be really effective in the fall. I usually have a leader wallet in my bag. It's elsewhere, but I like to have pre-tied leaders as well as having spools for more. I also have a small box with just backup jigs. I keep some in the small tube bag, but I just don't want to be carrying everything. The next piece of equipment I'm going to be going over is your rod and reel. You're going to be fishing for hours. You're going to be throwing hundreds of casts. You want to keep a lure in the water and moving fast to get bit, and that can take it out of you. So the best thing to do is fish something that's lightweight and that's going to be easy to fish throughout the day. This first option, this is a setup I've been fishing for a while. This is a older rod. This is a St. Croix Mojo inshore with a Stratic 5K. Stratic's a great reel. We all own one. It's a great all-around reel, but great for albies. This other setup I've been throwing a lot this season. This is a Orbit rubber slinger paired with a Penn Authority 4500 high speed. So it's 44 inches per turn. Great for hardtails. Great for burning a lure in and casting it back out if they suddenly start blitzing and you want to land a snack right in there. Another thing I'm going to be covering is sustenance. If you're out in the sun for a long time, you're going to get dehydrated. You're going to need food. So always bring something with you. There's coconut water, very hydrating. I got a Cliff Bar, but any snack will do. Preferably something that's not going to melt because you're going to be out in the sun and you want to be able to enjoy that when you're taking a break from fishing. Energy drinks, coffee, anything that keeps you going, whatever keeps you in the game, bring that out, bring that with you. Drink it when the fishing's slow. Another part of sustenance that you wouldn't really consider is taking breaks. If you're going to be out there for a long time, you're not going to be able to fish the entire time, so you're going to have to take breaks inevitably. I would try to do it when there aren't rods bent on the jetty. That seems like it's the best time to do it. Another thing that's going to keep you going is staying protected from the sun. If you're out on the jetty for a long time, you're going to be exposed. You're going to last a lot longer. You're going to feel a lot better if you're covered up. So wear a hat, wear sunglasses, wear a buff, wear a light long sleeve, whatever you got to do. It'll really help you fishing out there. So this is more of an attitude thing, but you really want to keep morale high out on the jetty, and you want to keep spirits up, keep a good attitude. You don't want to be killing the vibe. You don't want to be pissing people off. If you show up late, just be cordial. People will usually make room and let you fish next to them. But if you just stand real close to them and start casting over them, you're just gonna piss them off. So during lulls, when there's not really anything going on, just talk to people. Talk to the guy next to you. Talk to the guy walking in from the further out on the jetty. Talk to people walking out. It's a great way to exchange info and figure out what the fish are doing, if they're even biting. Another way to keep morale high is to just switch over to bottom fishing. If nothing's going on, just put on some gulp, put on a Z-Man grub, catch a sea robin, catch a fluke, catch something, and just show it off. Show it off to everyone else who's still skunking on the jetty. Another way you can boost morale is just crack open a cold one, get some hot coffee, just make it a social thing. Go up on the jetty and just talk to people. The last little thing I'm going to be talking about is safety equipment. Obviously, the spikes are really important for your own safety. You don't want to slip on rocks. You don't want to slip into the water. But one thing that's really good to have with you is split ring pliers. I know it doesn't seem very important, but a few weeks back, I was out on a jetty. Someone was landing a fish, and they ended up with a hook in their hand, and the hook's still on the fish, shaking around. And so the first thing we did was got a pair of split ring pliers, got the hook off the plug just so the fish wasn't shaking with it. And I had to run into my car and get some cutters to cut the hook out. And you wouldn't really think of it, but when it happens, it's really nice to have cutters with you. Another thing that's really good to have out there is a first aid kit. You don't really think about it just because you're so focused on catching fish, but if something does happen, it's good to have that just for safety's sake. So another important aspect out on the jetty is etiquette. You want to respect the people around you. They'll give respect back to you. You want to give people plenty of room to fish. You want to have enough room to cast and not hook people around you. You also want to pay attention to if someone around you is hooked into a fish. Just wait for them to pull it in. Wait till you can see the fish. Wait till you see the angle of their line before you cast. Just because you don't want to cast over their line and then as they're landing the fish or trying to reel the fish in, your lure is like dangling down and then you have to climb down and try to flip it back over. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment below. If you have any questions, feel free to call up the shop, email us. We'll reach out and answer any questions you have.